Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second episode of What Are You Watching? I'm Brock Elsesser here with...
Mr. Horton, how are you? What are you watching? This is a cool series, right? We just decided to try it. We're going to critique some shows and see what we're watching. What do you got going on, Brock?
So I started watching, again, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is a series of movies that, intertwine with each other, and they're superhero movies, pretty much, that are based off of Marvel characters.
Is this on Netflix?
No, it's on. You can get all of them on Disney Plus, though. It's not on. Most of it is not on Netflix. There are a couple on Netflix, like Avengers: Infinity War, and a couple other movies like Black Panther. But most of them you can get on Disney Plus, which I just got the other day, so I could watch it.
Disney Plus. Oh, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I've heard people.
They got Pixar movies, Disney movies. They got all the Pirates of the Caribbean. They got the Star Wars, National Geographic stuff.
Didn't somebody tell me that if you have a Verizon, if you're a Verizon customer, you get something with Disney Plus?
If you have an unlimited data plan.
If you have an unlimited data plan, you can get Disney Plus? Mm-hmm. That was our engineer, Riley Schott, chirping in the background. Always good for some information, because I know some people that did that.
Yeah. And so I started watching the first one made for it the other day, which is Ironman, and I've seen it probably like 3 or 4 times in the past because it's such a good movie, really. And it just really starts the universe off, a good way with a strong movie to start off with, pretty much.
That's cool.
With Iron Man, and then they got 2 more movies for just Iron Man, and then they have 4 Avengers movies, a movie with the Hulk, 2 movies with Thor.
Yeah.
And and all these movies intertwine in the same universe and lead to tell the same story, which intertwines with each other, which is really interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how long is the series? How long, when I look for a series, I try to look so that it lasts a while. How long is the series going to take you to watch?
If I were to watch like one movie per day, it'd probably take like 3 weeks, probably. Because there's probably 20 something movies in the MCU.
Do you find that when you're watching a series that if it's a current show that's on, and there's I don't know, I'm going to use Grey's Anatomy because we got some Grey's.
16 seasons?
Yeah, there's 16 seasons, but when I first started watching it with Mrs. Horton, it wasn't me, but there was only 12 seasons on Netflix, so I watched the first 12 and never went back.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what happens. I watch it on Netflix and then never go back. Do you find that too?
Yeah, I did that with The Walking Dead because I
know,
watched,
right?
I watched the first 6 seasons and then
So
I
now
didn't
you want
wait
to get in
till,
on this?
and then I didn't watch like the 7th afterwards because I watched like a couple episodes, but then it's just like I got lost because I didn't after waiting a while to watch the next season. It's kind of like I lost interest in it.
I know it's weird.
But when you're like binging it all at once, it's like I can't wait to see the next episode. I need to know what happens next.
Yeah.
And then when there's a big break, it's like I forgot everything that happened. I got to rewatch everything to remember. And
Yeah, and so what you find is there's a couple series that I've watched twice. Friday Night Lights, which is on, I think it's on Hulu now. Mm-hmm. I've watched that through twice. Thought it was a great, epic football, high school football movie. Mm-hmm. You mentioned, want me to bring up another one? Was it you and I talking about American Horror Story?
I talked about that in the last in the last episode.
I've never started that. There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of episodes on there.
I think I've seen the first 2 seasons and part of the 3rd.
Let me look.
And I was watching it with a friend, and then he started watching it ahead of me, so it's just like I didn't want to watch the rest.
Yeah, we have that in our house too. That if you're watching a series together, and then we call it cheating on each other. Yeah. So somebody cheats on they watch a couple shows ahead, and you can always tell, right? They've tried to come back and take care of them. And I think I talked about there was a show that I wanted to mention. I can't remember what the name of it was. The Crown. You ever heard of The Crown?
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of The Crown? All right, so I won't mention that one. It's on your list to watch? Yeah, I think it's a good one, right? It's about the there's another one if adults, Downton Abbey. I've never watched that one. I find it hard, like Peaky Blinders, shows like that you see. I find it hard when folks, this is going to sound stupid, but when folks have thick accents and stuff like that, I find it hard to follow, but they're good shows.
Yeah.
Anything else that you're watching? Or have watched?
Yeah. Man, that's a good question right now.
I know that a lot of kids are super into The Office.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
And around the school, and Michael Scott, and that's another one that if you watch all the way through, to be honest with you, I watched them live. I watched it on Netflix. Just until recently, I'd never watched the final episode.
Really?
Yeah, just when Michael comes back, because the last year of the show, Michael Scott was off of the show, and it wasn't.
That sounds like it would take a toll on like how much you'd want to watch it, because that's like the main character.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've seen so many YouTube videos from scenes from The Office, but I've never watched an actual episode of it all the way through.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's funny.
And I go past it on Netflix all the time when I'm sliding through, but I never decide to click on it and watch it.
Watch it. That's funny. Yeah. Well, and so many quotable lines from The Office. People use it. Have you ever heard of this one, The Umbrella Academy?
No, I have not.
You've heard of it?
It's on my list to watch again.
Okay, we may have to give Riley a mic. Savannah's in the studio too. You want to slide over here in between us? Savannah's got to be behind the glass.
Unpopular opinion.
Yes.
Friends is not good.
I agree.
Really?
I completely agree. I absolutely
liked
hate
it so much when I watched it in person.
I hate it. I used to watch Nick and Night before I would go to bed, like every day in like 8th grade. And I would always watch an episode of Full House, and then when Friends would come on, I would turn the TV off and go to
Me
sleep.
too. Yep.
Oh, you guys are just terrible.
So many people love it, and I don't get it. It's not a good show.
Yeah. Has anybody watched Black Mirror?
No.
Heard of it too. It seems I'm not really good with those like weird shows and things like that. Not weird, but a lot of people like, and I watched them live, like NCIS. Those kind of shows are now.
NCIS is like one of my favorite shows.
Is it?
I love NCIS.
I used to watch it before,
especially before Abby left. Before Abby left, it was probably one of the best shows.
I think so too. It was really, really popular. It is popular on Netflix too.
I used to watch it before WWE wrestling would come on, and so I'd watch the episode of NCIS that was on before every week.
No kidding.
And I'd get interested in it too. I didn't know any of the plot line, what was going on, but I was just trying to take in like what was going on in the episode, and it was interesting.
Another one that I like to watch is Modern Family.
I used to watch that a little bit, not much.
You don't watch Modern Family?
I watched bits and pieces of it, but I never paid attention.
I've never paid attention to it enough.
Yeah, what about? I had actually a student ask me about Riverdale.
I've heard that the writing for them is terrible. I've never watched it, but I've heard that the writing is terrible.
Wait, Riley's got to chirp in here. She's got.
Riverdale's one of my favorite shows. I love that. I keep an eye on that every time a new season comes out.
Like I've seen things of like the actors on it like making fun of their show and like making fun of the writing and stuff. That the writing is so
Riverdale
bad.
based on the Archie comics, right? Yeah, it's there's Savannah's got a blank look on her. She's never seen it, heard of it. A series that I watched all the way through, not ashamed to admit it, was Orange is the New Black.
I wanted to watch it.
That's an adult show, by the way, for you kids. That's an adult show, but worth watching. Yeah. I think good plot line, good.
Yeah, I've seen it like scroll by it a bunch of times, and I know what it is, but I never decided to watch it.
So, what do you think about Breaking Bad?
My brother watched it, and I would watch a couple episodes when I would do it. I think the way they put on the show was really nice. I felt like because there were a lot of illegal activities in there that could be copied or whatever, and they somehow got around that, which I thought was cool.
Well, think about it. The premise, right? A high school science teacher finds out he has stage 3, stage 4 lung cancer, can't afford health care. Yeah. So he goes, I'm a chemist. I'll start making meth, right? I mean, it's pretty preposterous. Yeah. Pretty illegal. Yeah. Yeah. But
and as it goes on, it goes from, not just him trying to, cure himself, but it becomes where he wants to become the best in the business. Yes. And it really, takes over him. It's a really good example of why you should not become a drug dealer. It's Breaking Bad.
Yeah. One of many good examples of why not to become a drug dealer. Oh no! Well, yeah, it doesn't. It overcomes him, right? The power, the money, all that
exactly.
stuff. He becomes
he becomes a meth dealer. It's like what he is.
Yeah,
yeah.
And he forgets about being a teacher and all that cool stuff. I did want to go to before we get out of here. We're on to talk about the Food Network shows. Does anybody watch any Food Network stuff?
Yes.
Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. Riley Shotsgetty. What do you watch, Savannah?
I watch a lot of the baking shows.
Yeah.
Like Cupcake Wars and stuff like that. That's my favorite.
We used to kind of all watch Driver's Side and Drive, and my family has recently learned, like after watching it for so many years on and off, that Guy Fieri is actually a really terrible person.
Oh, really?
So we stopped watching it and learned that we absolutely don't like him.
You just don't like him. That's funny.
He's like a really terrible person.
Jeez.
Like one of the worst people ever.
I like Chopped too. I like watching Chopped.
I watch Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
too.
like one of my mom's favorite. If it has Gordon Ramsay in it, you can see me and her watching it.
Well, this has been fun. We're going to have to get you guys
sure.
on camera next time. I'll jump in, and we'll continue probably next week. We'll do an episode maybe Tuesday, Thursday next week. It's been a pleasure. Take us home.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for watching and tuning in to What Are You Watching? I'm Brock Elsesser here with
Riley Schott.
Savannah Warner.
Mr. Horton, what are you watching?